Hey y'all, we are going to make some baked chicken today, and it is full of all different kinds of spices. We're going to make a gravy out of the broth, and it is going to be so good, and the gravy would be delicious over rice or mashed potatoes, and or just whatever you like gravy on. And I bought 2 of these Nature's Place all natural fresh whole chickens cut up, and they were on marked down for $4.80, but it was all cut up for me, and so I bought 2 of them. And we won't even begin to eat all this, but what I'm gonna do is break it down in freezer packets, whatever's left, and put it in freezer bags, and then I'll pull one out when I don't want to cook. So I'm gonna put you down here. This is a big roasting pan that I have, and here's the chicken. I washed it all and sprayed the pan, and it's ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is start with some extra virgin olive oil, and I'm going to pour a little bit on the chicken. It doesn't really matter if you get every piece. Okay, that was probably about 1/3 to 1/2 cup of the olive oil. If you cook less chicken, of course you'll want less oil. And all my measurements are just by guess because I don't measure. Next, we're going to put seafood seasoning, and it's a Red Lobster signature seafood seasoning, and just shake it all over. And I would say it's about 2 tablespoons. We'll do the same with the Longhorn Steakhouse grill seasoning, and there is a glare on that. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we'll put about 2 tablespoons of that on. Then we're going to put, with the Weber Chicago steak seasoning, two tablespoons, and beer can chicken by Weber, 2 tablespoons of that. I'm really wanting a lot of seasoning so that the gravy will be really good. This is parsley in my test tube spice holders that I do. This is cayenne pepper, and I don't want much cayenne pepper, so that's just solely your taste. I put about maybe 1 teaspoon. And then garlic salt, and that's about 2 teaspoons. And as you know, and I always say, put what seasonings you like. You may not like some of this, and by all means do not put it in if you don't like it. And this is paprika. About 2 tablespoons of it. If you don't like stuff real spiced up, and I don't mean hot, I mean just with a lot of spices, then don't put them. Here is a large green pepper and a large onion, and I'm going to put those in. And some Worcestershire sauce. Put a couple tablespoons of it in. And then we are going to, well, go ahead and put, this is about 2 cups of water. And go ahead and put that in. Now what you want to do, I've washed my hands, and I want to go in and stir all these seasonings up where they're on everything good. Get the oil distributed, the water distributed, and just get it nice and ready to bake. And some of this water will cook down. There'll be fats from the chicken to give it flavor, and it's going to be really good by the time we're ready to eat. So I've got that all ready. So we're going to start out on 375 degrees with the top on. And let's see, got one hand dirty and one clean. And when the chicken is basically done, I'll come back. We'll take the lid off and we'll let it bake a little bit to brown it. And we'll make the gravy that goes in it. So I will see you back in just a few minutes. Okay, we're back, and I'll tell you what I've done so far. I left the chicken covered in the oven on 375 for an hour. Then I came and took the lid off and just let it cook for half an hour uncovered. And this is what it looks like now. Starting to get a little golden. And also what I'm going to do is turn the chicken over. And if you don't want a gravy, you could just eat it from this point, but I want a gravy on it. So what I'm going to do is turn all the pieces over. And I can't remember what I've turned and what I hadn't. Okay, I believe that's right. Now, I have a bowl with half a cup, or approximately half a cup of self-rising flour. So I'm going to get in here and get broth from where I'm cooking this. And I want to make kind of a thin consistency paste, or whatever you might call it. And I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to pour it back in and stick it back in the oven and let the gravy thicken and let this cook just a little more. So that should be enough. You want it, like I say, where you have sort of a, not real thin, but you know, where it's pourable. And stir this up. Don't worry about the lumps. You might have a couple lumps when it's over, but it won't be that bad. And I probably need just a little more broth. And you don't need any additional flavor packets or seasonings or anything like that, because what you put in the beginning will be plenty. Unless you just want to, and then by all means, you know, do it. Okay. I'm going to just put this in sections and just kind of give it a little stir. You're just trying to get this mixture all around so that you'll have gravy throughout your pan. And I'm trying not to tear up the chicken because it's pretty tender. But that looks ready to go back in. And I'll probably leave it about a half hour or so. And then we'll be ready to give it a try. So I'm going to leave it uncovered and stick it back in for a half hour, and then we'll be back and give it a taste. Our baked chicken and gravy is ready, and it looks so good and smells so good, and I'm excited to give it a try. This is what it looks like in the pan. Let me see if I can bring it up a little closer so you can see. I just took it out of the oven. So now I'm going to get a piece. I like white meat, so I'm going to get this breast. And some of the gravy. Stirring it up just a little bit. Okay, that's what it looks like on the plate. And so, let's give it a try. See what it tastes like. It's really tender. Oh my gosh, this is good. All those different flavors together gave it a wonderful taste. And the onion and green pepper also, you get that. And the meat is just so tender and juicy. So I hope that you give this a try, and I hope that your family loves it as much as I do, and I'm sure my family will too. And I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the channel or the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.